They talk about the animation curse, which is a trend that started in 2020 and 2019. Well, it really started in the summer of 2020, where a lot of animated movies kept bombing and doing abysmally at the box office, or underperforming at the box office. Of course, excluding Disney movies, of course, and Pixar movies, like Toy Story 4 and Frozen 2, being the only exceptions to this rule. We had movies like Ugly Dolls bomb at the box office. We had Playmobil, the movie, bomb at the box office. We had Abominable bomb at the box office. Arctic Dogs, okay, movies like 5 years ago were probably like $20 to $40 million, but those movies did so abysmally. We had Angry Birds 2 underperform at the box office, almost lose money at the box office. We had animated movies continuing bombing and failing at the box office as well. But seeing that Spirit is continuing this way, okay, as well. Maybe this is why, Disney did not release Soul into the theaters. Because you look at Spirit, Untamed at the box office, it is abysmal. It is abysmal, okay? The movie is a box office flop. So Spirit is basically continuing the animation curse. Which again, why? The two major animated movies this year, and no, I do not count Peter Rabbit as an animated movie, okay? It is not an animated movie since it has live-action characters in it. Okay, same with Tom and Jerry, the movie. Since it does have live-action characters in it, it does not count as an animated movie. It's just a movie, okay? And of course, it's the Lion King remake, but that was animation live-action. The movie was made 100% by CGI, okay, as well. CGI characters, no actual humans in it. But most modern movies use CGI characters and creatures in the movies. So I don't really count. I think Tom and Jerry is more of an animation hybrid because they actually use 2D animated characters. But Peter Rabbit is not really a hybrid animated movie like they always say it is, because it's just using CGI rabbits in the movie, where CGI is super common in modern movies now. Like Guardians of the Galaxy having an animated Groot. But nobody's saying Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1 and 2 are animated live-action hybrids. But we're going back to true animated movies, where of course Wire, which is a box office failure, it made only like 100. It actually is on box office mojo is actually $140 million, but even then it has like a $150 million budget, and it's still a box office failure. It's still a box office flop. Okay, this is the animation curse in full effect. Why? Nobody gives a crap. Nobody wants to see this stuff. Nobody wants to see. I think people are done with animated movies. I think people are starting to get done with animated movies. This is pretty sad. We have Spirit Untamed being the worst grossing DreamWorks movie ever. Okay? This is a DreamWorks movie. I think everybody forgot this movie came out. But again, this is another box office failure. Again, it's another unnecessary sequel. Which I think is the big problem with these movies. Most of these movies, the animated movies are releasing, with the exception of Abominable and Spies in Disguise, are mostly cast grabs. Okay, Angry Birds Movie 2, a sequel, Playmobil the movie, a cast grab, and of course, Ugly Dolls the movie, another cast grab. Okay, as well. And you see that trend, and yeah, I know why Disney does not release Soul in the theaters, does not want to release Luca. I think it's kind of weird that they're not putting Pixar movies in the theaters, because automatically guaranteeing those movies will bomb at the box office, because they're going to make $0 in the theaters. But, here, and we have this list of most anticipated movies. I have never heard of horror before, I'm surprised that's on the list. But that's just a random list of movies some of them I've heard of, but some of these I've never heard of before. But you have the movies that are trending on here, and yeah, nobody gives a crap about animated movies here. And yeah, no one really gives a crap about animated movies, and we go back to 2019's box office. Okay. We have the 2019 box office domestically, which I think we could go back to top 2020 box office and top 2019 box office. Okay, 2019 is the last year before 2020, but yep, we have movies like Pets 2 underperform at the box office. Pets 1 grossed $300 million, $360 million at the box office. Okay, that's the first example. Okay, and it underperformed what it did half worldwide as well. Okay, then we have Lego Movie 2, which everybody liked, but it did far worse than the Lego Movie 1. Addams Family did okay for the box office, but I think its sequel is going to do far worse. Spies in Disguise, box office failure. Abominable, box office failure. Okay, Wonder Park, forgot that movie even existed, box office failure. Angry Birds Movie 2, but nearly bombed at the box office. It wasn't for the international box office as well. It wasn't for the legs of the movie, as well. But yep, we have more movies further down here. Okay, like Playmobil, the movies further down the list. Arctic Dogs is further down the list. And various other, and Ugly Dolls is also further down the list as well. All three movies are animated movies that bombed at the box office. So why are animated movies bombing at the box office so badly? Why are people done with animated movies and the rest are made by, of course, Disney? It's probably because of the quality of movies. Nobody wants to see the same 5 movies over and over again. Okay, I watched the Playmobil movie. It was garbage. Okay, I watched that Playmobil movie. It was garbage. It was complete garbage. Complete pile of garbage. I have Pets too, but I have not seen it. Okay, as well. But yeah, it's not completely probably be as great as the first one. And I bet the trends can probably continue. Spirit did not get well received by the critics and by people who watched the movie alike. People didn't like the movie. But the only outlier is Wire. But it's a Disney movie. It's sort of done well at the box office, but it seems that nobody gives a crap anymore about animated movies because nobody watched Wire at the theaters. SpongeBob, that's only Canada sales. That's only Canadian box office because they only released that on freaking Paramount Plus. And Scoob, that's only like a 1 day of box office sales. Basically, in 1 weekend of box office sales. But other than that, there wasn't really anything noteworthy. Then we have top 2019 domestic, top 2020 domestic, and 2021 domestic here, where it's the highest grossing movie. Korea's Godzilla is going to very shortly be surpassed by, of course, Raya and the Last Dragon as well. Not Raya and the Last Dragon, but it's by Quiet Place Part 2, and it'll probably soon become the highest grossing movie of the year, Quiet Place Part 2. I think F9 is going to probably pass it in its opening certificate of Black Widow, and I think Black Widow and F9 are going to save the box office along with Boss Baby. Yep, let's remember Boss Baby saved the box office. The Boss Baby, but Spirit did worse than Chaos Walking, which is another very, very poorly received movie. It will probably end up very below Spiral and The Conjuring, and no, Conjuring is only like 1 weekend. And Wrath of Man and Nobody is going to do far worse than those 3 movies combined. No, it's going to probably do far worse than... It's probably end up around Marksman, Unholy, and the Widow things. So yeah, Spirit is doing horribly, and I think the animation curse is still in effect. I think the next test for animated movies is the Boss Baby Part 2, and of course, Hotel Transylvania, the movie, and Paw Patrol, the movie, which I think that's going to be the next 3 big tests for animated movies. And no, Peter Rabbit does not count, okay? Same thing with Space Jam 2, okay? People are going to say, but what are those movies? What about Peter Rabbit? What about Tom and Jerry? You completely ignored Tom and Jerry. Well, Tom and Jerry has live-action characters in it, which means it's not a full animated movie, okay? It's just a movie. And don't say it's a hybrid movie either, because it's just a movie, okay? And yeah, we did have Demon Slayer, but again, I'm talking about American Western animation movies, okay? Spirit did, and Mitchell's vs. Machines did release, but that was only on Netflix. I think they really dodged a bullet on that movie's release as well, because, it will probably bomb in the theaters, because people just don't want to see animated movies. Okay, Spirit bombed, and Wire bombed, and that was made by Disney. It had the Disney logo and the Disney cover behind it, okay? And even with all of its legs, it was a box office failure. Even with all of Wire's legs, it still flopped. So there we go about this box office here. So yep, the animated curse is still in effect. And yeah, animated movies, Western animated movies are still completely doing abysmally. Goodbye.